Hi everyone, Ryan Ratliff here from Mad River Outfitters, and thank you for joining us for this week's fly tying tips, where we're going to teach you everything you need to know about tying your own flies. Welcome back to Fly Tying Tips. My name is Ryan Ratliff. Make sure you join us every Wednesday, roughly around 3 p.m. Eastern Time, when a new video comes out. This week we're going to tie a quick fly. I'm going to do a series of some simple flies here, but this is, to start it out, one of my favorite flies because it doesn't take very long to tie. It's kind of a guide type of a fly, but it's really designed for one of my favorite species, the panfish or the bluegill specifically. So this is called the Bully Bluegill, and this is the way that I kind of like to tie it. This fly will sink very slowly, which is great. I like to watch the fly sink, and then I can see the fish take the fly. It also can be tied in any color that you really want. So it's easy to manipulate the colors. You can even marker it. If you want to get really, really dirty, you can even add some scent to the fly. I said it. Yep, there I go. I said it. But I'll leave that up to whatever you want to do. So in the vise here, we have just a standard panfish scud style hook. This is the 2457 from TMC from our friends at Umpqua. This hook is nice and curved, so it kind of has a bigger gap on it, but it's not a longer shank. So really good, but it's also a little heavier too. So it can handle repetitive fish, can handle getting in there with hemostats and pulling it out. Also, it's got some weight, so it's going to pull it down. A side thing too, if you wanted this fly to sink, we would leave the bead in the back of the hook, not up at the eye like you typically would. So just a side thing there. Sometimes I do add a bead just so it falls a little bit quicker. But let's go ahead and get some thread set on the hook here, using the bright colored thread so you can see what's going on. For panfish, it doesn't really matter what color thread you go with, but typically we like to match the body color. So notice that this is that banana shaped hook, kind of curved in the back. I'm going to bring the thread a little bit farther back than what you would typically would with a regular flat shanked hook. We're going to use some chenille. This is medium chenille. This happens to be a size 10, 2457. You can use a 12. Anything smaller than a 14, really, the fish is going to swallow it. So you would need to go with a longer shank. But this is a medium size chenille. It works great here because I don't want the body too big or it'll close up the whole entire gap. So this happens to be variegated yellow chenille. So I'm just going to cut off a piece of this chenille here, pull off the end just like you normally would so it exposes that core. Don't need quite that much. And then I'm just going to tie this core in. If you have problems with the material pushing out of the way like this, what you're going to do is you're going to put that little core, you're going to trap it between the hook and your thread. Just slide it down the thread and touch it to the hook shank. Then go light with your thread wrap. And as soon as you go down, that's when you add tension, and that will pull that core up on the top of the hook. Really easy way to do it. It's all about thread tension, especially when you're laying in materials like that. So I like to crisscross wrap my chenille core. Hold on to it so it makes it tight there so it doesn't wrap around the hook, and just wrap back just a little bit. Then I'm going to progress this up to 1 to 2 hook eye lengths back. This is about 1 hook eye length back, and I'm just going to add a half hitch. Just basically crossed it over on itself, thread, and then put that little loop I made right into there. If you have a rotary vise, you can do it this way. If not, it's just hand over hand wrap. Hand over hand wrap is just like this, but I'm just wrapping the chenille forward, side by side wraps. If you have a rotary vise, then you would just spin it nice and easy like this. I'm going to go right up to where that thread stopped. Don't want to go any farther because I'm going to crowd the eye of the hook. Sometimes just bringing it up is a little bit too much, so I'll back that off and hold it right there. Gonna pick off my bobbin off the bobbin cradle, spin it out of the way, go one wrap. Again, I'm holding tension on that thread each time. Another wrap. Instead of just taking my bobbin and just flopping it over there, I'm grabbing it, keeping that tension on there. Get 2 wraps on a material and it's pretty good, pretty locked in. Maybe give it just one more. Make sure it didn't slip forward. I still got a hook eye length there. Take my scissors, slide it down the chenille, then push it right where I want to cut and give it a cut. If I just come right in with the tips, sometimes I won't get as precise. All right, so there's a little bit of fuzz, just pull that off. And then I'm going to wrap back over top of that piece that I just trimmed off. So now you see I have that hook eye length there. So that variegated chenille gives a little mottled effect. This is some of the wavy, the disco wavy legs from Nature Spirit. Sometimes they call this ramen legs. There's lots of different names for it.
And now, a message from our sponsor. Nobody. Over the past 30 years here at Mad River Outfitters, we've built up what we think is an amazing fly selection. From freshwater to saltwater and everything in between. We think it's one of the best fly departments on the internet. Wonderful images, wonderful descriptions. Remember that we don't have sponsors here at Mad River Outfitters, and you all use flies. So maybe think about hopping over to Mad River Outfitters, picking up a few flies, because a little bit goes a long way to support Mad River Outfitters and our YouTube channel. So now back to the video.
I like to go with something that has some texture to the rubber leg, just so it slows down the fall of the fly. So I just cut a piece of that off length and then I cut it in half. Got them side by side. I'm going to put the middle of that bundle right on top of the hook. So it's right on top, maybe slightly towards me. Then I'm going to give 2 loose wraps, just 2 very loose wraps, and let my bobbin dangle. At this point, I can take the legs and pull it on either side. This is one way to do it. You can tie it in like this and fold the legs up, go that route. The other way that you can do it is you can tie them in one at a time. So I am going to put the rubber leg on my side of the thread, pull tension, kind of trap it there, give it 2 wraps, and then I'm going to try to get it crossed on the hook shank. Going to hold this one this way, go around like this, kind of figure eighting those rubber legs. This makes it super secure. So got one set there, then I will take and do another one, maybe turn the vise upside down and tie another one in like this. But you will see what we're trying to accomplish here. 2 loose wraps like that. And then I will figure eight them again. The goal is to make this like an X on top of here. That just kind of parachutes. Think of it like a umbrella without any of the material on there. Just kind of like a skeleton that'll help it fall down. All right, so once I get them kind of in, you can fold them back and overwrap. That will get you your very, very secure rubber legs. Overwrap that, make a nice thread head. That is one way to make them super secure. So folding them back, get your angle that you want. It looks a little crazy, but it works. You can do your hand whip finish if you want, or your tool, whatever you want. Hand whip finish because I thought I left my tool over there. All right, so we'll just do one more here with the whip finish tool, working it around these rubber legs so I don't trap them in. Slide it down. At this point, I'm done with the fly. I'll just kind of tune these legs here in a second. Use that cutter on the back of the whip finish tool. Now, this fly is kind of set, but I need to trim the legs. There's a couple different ways to do this. If you do it just the length of the body, they're going to be really stubby legs. It's going to fall a little bit better, a little bit faster, but I like them to be just a little bit longer. So I want this to be, I'm going to trim them about, let's say, start out like 2 hook shank lengths long. Trim them off like this. Get it all set here. Then as you mess around with this, you catch fish, the legs are going to move around. If you are real kind of OCD about it, then what I do is I will take and set some resin, UV resin on there, hold it there, take my light, pop it, and it will hold them perfect in the exact location that I want them. I don't really care about it really when I'm fishing the fly. All I want is these legs just to wiggle as it falls down. So notice that these disco wavy legs are just like waves. They will slow the fly down a lot and create a little bit of shimmer vibration as it falls. So great thing to add just to get that little bit extra vibration as it falls down. This fly is a great choice as a dropper below a popper too. So a lot of times I'll use a small panfish popper or even a bass popper. I will add this fly there. So this is the Bully Bluegill with the rubber legs on it, using those disco wavy legs. And just know that when you tie them in, being that they are wavy, they will be all over the place a little bit more, but that's what we want in this fly. We want them to wiggle. We want it to fall and kind of wiggle as it drops too, not just the legs, but the fly. So thanks for watching this video. Again, this is a simple fly that you can tie, and the legs don't have to be perfect. If you're struggling with that, just use that light tension and hold them in there. Get them trimmed to be 2 hook lengths of the fly, and go catch you some bluegills, catch some panfish, crappies, whatever you have locally there. And make sure you leave us a comment, hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching this week, and we'll see you next time.